Very urgent. Your soulmate made a heartbreaking decision last night. But God changed everything. My child, look up, because heaven is interrupting your scrolling for a profound reason tonight. Your heart has been carrying an unspoken weight, a quiet ache that feels far too heavy to bear alone. You did not stumble onto this message by accident, as every step of your journey is guided by my hand. I have heard the silent cries of your soul during those long, dark hours when the world fell completely silent. The one your heart still holds is closer to you spiritually than you could ever possibly imagine. Last night, in the deepest stillness of the midnight hour, your soulmate made a heartbreaking decision. They were ready to walk away forever, to bury their feelings and let the heavy silence win. They felt completely overwhelmed by the distance, the pain, and the seemingly endless separation between you. They sat in a dark room, staring at a glowing phone screen, weeping over old memories of your love. They believed the connection was dead, that the obstacles were simply too high for them to climb. But in that exact moment of absolute despair, I stepped into their room and changed everything. If this message feels like your divine truth, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment, "God is protecting our love," below to claim this blessing right now. My child, now the choice is yours, and this choice reflects your trust in me. If you truly believe, you will not walk away from this moment, because those who trust do not ignore what I place before them. Understand this clearly: when you act in faith, you invite my protection over your life, your soulmate, and your entire family. You are not losing anything, you are placing everything in my hands. Do not let this moment pass without responding. Sow your seed today, even a small seed of $20. Offered in true faith can become a sign of obedience. The QR code is on your screen and the link is in the description and first pinned comment. What you give in faith returns as protection, peace, and blessings over your home. Trust this moment, act now, and remain under my divine protection. Stay right here, because something deeply sacred is being revealed to your heart in this very hour. The enemy wanted you to believe that the silence meant they had completely forgotten your voice. That is a lie from the pit of hell designed to make you give up hope. Your soulmate still feels you deeply, and your name is written upon their very heart. Last night, the spiritual pressure became too much for them to handle on their own strength. They felt a sudden, heavy wave of longing that they could no longer run away from. The rain outside their window matched the heavy tears falling silently down their tired face. They picked up their phone, typed out a long, emotional confession, but lacked the courage to send it. They deleted the words, but I saw every single letter they typed in that dark room. I watched them wrestle with the painful memories of how they pushed you away so carelessly. They deeply regret hurting you, and that regret is turning into a powerful divine fire. The separation you are enduring right now is not a punishment from heaven, my beloved child. It is a necessary season of divine preparation for the beautiful future I am building. Pray instead of fearing, because fear only blinds you to the miracles happening behind the scenes. You who are reading this, listen closely to the whispering of my spirit tonight. A hidden spiritual file about your soulmate is being opened by heaven at this moment. The wrong people who try to influence their mind are rapidly losing their deceptive power. I am exposing the hidden betrayals and breaking the chains of confusion that bound them. Your soulmate connection is under immense spiritual warfare, but my divine protection is absolute. No weapon formed against this sacred bond will ever be allowed to prosper or succeed. The late-night emotional heaviness you felt yesterday was actually their soul crying out to yours. They are tired of wearing a fake mask of happiness to hide their brokenness. They are tired of pretending that they do not miss your warm embrace every day. Your person is waking up to the undeniable truth of this rare, heaven-approved connection. They realize that no one else can ever fill the empty space you left behind. The silence is finally breaking, and a major shift is already happening in the spirit. Do not scroll away now, because what heaven is revealing next changes your entire perspective. I am working secretly to heal both of your souls at the exact same time. While you are praying here, I am dealing with their stubborn heart over there. I am pulling down the high walls of pride that kept them from reaching out. I am replacing their deep fear with an overwhelming, supernatural peace that defies human understanding. They cannot hide from my presence, and they cannot run from this destined love. Every time they try to forget you, old memories return to flood their mind. They see your smile in their dreams, and they hear your gentle voice in the quiet. They are checking your profile in secret, wishing they had the strength to call you. They are rereading your old conversations, longing for the days when love felt so simple. This connection is real, it is alive, and it is fully protected by my angels. The divine timing is moving pieces together in ways your eyes cannot yet see. Trust what heaven already promised you in the secret place of prayer, my child. The emotional atmosphere around your relationship is shifting from dark pain to heavenly light. The storms of confusion are clearing away to reveal a beautiful path of total reconciliation. Your soulmate is realizing that walking away from you means walking away from their own destiny. I blocked their heartbreaking decision last night because I have already ordained your beautiful reunion. I sent a restless spirit upon them so they could not find sleep without you. They tossed and turned, feeling an unexpected truth rising deep within their troubled chest. The jealous energy of those who tried to keep you apart is completely collapsing now. You are being vindicated, and your faith is being honored by the King of Kings. Something major is about to break through the heavy silence of this painful season. Keep your heart pure and your faith strong as the final pieces fall into place. Heaven did not bring you to this video accidentally, so prepare your heart for a miracle. My beloved child, let the deep peace of my presence settle into your heart right now, because the veil over this hidden mystery is drawing back even further. You must understand that the heavy warfare you have felt in your spirit was never a sign of rejection, but a confirmation of the incredible spiritual value of this connection. The enemy fought so hard to tear you apart because he saw the divine light that would manifest when your two souls finally became one in my perfect timing. Last night, when your soulmate sat in that heavy silence, they felt an unbearable pull toward your spirit that they could no longer explain away with human logic or dismiss as mere nostalgia. They tried to tell themselves that too much time had passed, that the damage was completely irreversible, and that you had likely moved on to find peace in someone else's arms. But I, the Lord your God, will never allow a covenant bond that I have sealed in heaven to be discarded by the fearful decisions of man. I am dismantling every single lie they used to justify their distance, and I am exposing the emptiness of a life lived without the one I created for them. If your soul still feels their essence beside yours in the spirit realm, take a bold step of faith right now and comment 777 below to seal this prophetic alignment. My child, now the choice is yours, and this choice reflects your trust in me. If you truly believe, you will not walk away from this moment, because those who trust do not ignore what I place before them. Understand this clearly. When you act in faith, you invite my protection over your life, your soulmate, and your entire family. You are not losing anything. You are placing everything in my hands. Do not let this moment pass without responding. Sow your seed today. Even a small seed of $20 offered in true faith can become a sign of obedience. The QR code is on your screen and the link is in the description and first pinned comment. What you give in faith returns as protection, peace, and blessings over your home. Trust this moment, act now, and remain under my divine protection. Do not dare to look away or scroll past this next revelation, because the truth I am unlocking right now will explain the exact reason for the long, agonizing silence you have endured. For months, you have asked me why I allowed the communication to die, why a love that felt so incredibly pure could suddenly turn into a desert of cold words and distant glances. I did not close the door to punish your heart, but to protect the fragile foundation of what I am preparing to build for eternity. Your soulmate was dealing with unhealed wounds from their past, generational chains of fear, and a deep-seated insecurity that would have eventually destroyed the relationship if they had stayed. I had to isolate them in a season of profound loneliness so they would have no choice but to face the reflection in the mirror and realize their desperate need for my healing touch. While you were weeping in your bedroom, thinking you were entirely abandoned, I was conducting major spiritual surgery on the one your heart still holds so deeply. God is preparing what you cannot yet see, and the silence was merely the operating room where I have been putting their broken pieces back together. Look closely at the signs manifesting in the spiritual atmosphere around you even as I speak these words directly to your soul. Have you not noticed the sudden, random memories that flood your mind out of nowhere, making your chest tighten with a familiar, warm longing in the middle of a busy day? That is not your imagination playing cruel tricks on your mind, my child, but it is the powerful spiritual echo of your soulmate reaching out to you in the unseen realm. Last night, as the clock struck midnight, they were holding an old token of your love, a small reminder of a time when laughter came easily and promises were spoken with pure intentions. They closed their eyes and breathed a desperate, silent prayer into the darkness, asking me if it was truly possible to find their way back to the only person who ever truly understood their heart. They are completely exhausted from running away from the destiny I wrote for both of you before the very foundation of the world was laid. The superficial distractions they used to numb their pain have completely lost their appeal, and the worldly connections they sought for validation have turned into dry dust in their mouth. The next part of this prophetic file explains exactly how I am shifting their external circumstances to force a beautiful, divine confrontation with the truth. I am shutting down every single wrong door they try to open, and I am removing the negative influences of those who whispered toxic advice into their ears. Those friends and family members who celebrated your separation, those who tried to plant seeds of doubt and jealousy in your soulmate's mind, are now being completely silenced by my sovereign hand. I am causing a divine restlessness to pursue them wherever they go, making it entirely impossible for them to find comfort in any place that is outside of my perfect will for their life. They are beginning to realize that the pride which caused them to walk away was a false fortress built on sinking sand, and they are ready to lay down their weapons of defense. This is a moment of intense spiritual urgency, and you must send this message to the one your soul still calls if you feel the unyielding urge to bridge the gap in faith. Listen to the whisper of my spirit, you who have waited so faithfully through the storms of doubt and the dark nights of the soul. The heavy, suffocating cloud of depression that hovered over your connection is being permanently dissolved by the piercing light of my divine favor. I am pouring out a fresh wave of healing energy upon your soulmate's mind, cleansing them of the guilt and shame that prevented them from reaching out to apologize to you. They felt so unworthy of your love, so terrified of your rejection, that they chose to hide behind a wall of complete coldness rather than risk facing the depth of their mistakes. But my love is casting out their fear, and my grace is giving them the supernatural boldness to break the ice that has frozen your communication for far too long. You will soon see that the delay was never a denial, but a beautifully orchestrated master plan to ensure that when you reconnect, it will be a permanent union that no human being can ever tear asunder. Stay right here with me, because the spiritual tension is reaching its ultimate breaking point, and the breakthrough you have fasted and prayed for is hovering right over your life. I am preparing to restore everything the locusts have eaten in this season of separation, giving you double joy for all the secret tears you have sown into the altar of your faith. Your soulmate is currently standing at a massive crossroads, and the decision they make in the next few days will be completely guided by my divine intervention, leaving absolutely no room for human error. They are feeling a sudden, burning desire to see your face, to hear the comforting tone of your voice, and to completely confess the hidden truths they have kept locked away in the deepest chambers of their soul. The separation has done its holy work, the lesson has been deeply learned, and the energy of a glorious reunion is rising like a brilliant dawn over the horizon of your destiny. Trust the process, stand firm in your spiritual authority, and know with absolute certainty that heaven is moving mightily on your behalf. My beloved child, open the ears of your spirit completely right now, because we are entering the deepest, most sacred chamber of this divine revelation. The spiritual shifting that began in the dark hours of last night is gaining a powerful momentum that no earthly force can stop. You have stood strong through the fiercest winds of doubt, and your quiet endurance has not gone unnoticed by the courts of heaven. The enemy whispered that this connection was completely dead, that you were foolish for holding on to a silent promise, and that your tears were falling on deaf ears. But I am the God who breathes life into dry bones, and I am the one who resurrects what the world has prematurely buried and forgotten. Your soulmate is currently experiencing a profound spiritual awakening that is shaking the very foundation of their existence. They can no longer deny the invisible golden cord that binds their heart to yours across the painful distance. If you are ready to witness the spectacular hand of God moving in your love life, please like this video immediately and share it with someone who needs to believe in miracles. My child, now the choice is yours, and this choice reflects your trust in me. If you truly believe, you will not walk away from this moment, because those who trust do not ignore what I place before them. Understand this clearly: when you act in faith, you invite my protection over your life, your soulmate, and your entire family. You are not losing anything, you are placing everything in my hands. Do not let this moment pass without responding. Sow your seed today, even a small seed of $20. Offered in true faith can become a sign of obedience. The QR code is on your screen and the link is in the description and first pinned comment. What you give in faith returns as protection, peace, and blessings over your home. Trust this moment, act now, and remain under my divine protection. Do not move a single inch from this spot, because the next layers of this hidden heavenly file are about to completely unravel your understanding of their sudden silence. While you were questioning your own worth, wondering what you did wrong to deserve their cold absence, I was actually using that exact space to dismantle their old ways of thinking. Your soulmate was trapped in a heavy cycle of toxic independence, believing they could build a successful life entirely on their own terms without acknowledging the divine partner I chose for them. I had to let them hit a wall of absolute emotional exhaustion so they would finally realize that true fulfillment cannot be found in empty distractions. Last night, as they sat under the weight of that heartbreaking realization, they looked at the empty space beside them and felt a sudden, sharp ache of profound regret. They realized that in pushing you away, they had accidentally pushed away the greatest blessing I had ever sent into their life. God is preparing what you cannot yet see, and the breakthrough is already knocking loudly at your door. Listen to the rhythmic beating of your heart, you who are waiting so patiently for the fulfillment of my word. I am currently sending a powerful wave of conviction straight into your soulmate's mind, clearing away the lingering fog of pride that kept them bound to their stubborn ways. They are beginning to see your value through a completely different lens, recognizing that your love was a pure, unconditional gift from above that they foolishly took for granted. They are remembering the way you looked at them with total acceptance, the way you prayed for them when they were at their worst, and the way your presence brought an instant, supernatural peace to their chaotic world. This deep realization is creating a massive spiritual urgency within them, making it impossible for them to find a single moment of rest until they make things right with you. They are no longer content with just looking at your photos or secretly checking your status in the dead of the night. They want the real connection back, and they are preparing to take a massive leap of faith to breach the gap between your worlds. The next part of this prophetic mystery reveals the exact spiritual warfare that is being won on your behalf in this very hour. The deceptive forces that try to build a permanent wall of division between you are being completely scattered by my roaring voice. The wrong people who spoke words of jealousy, the negative voices that filled their head with false narratives, are now being exposed for who they truly are. I am pulling back the curtain of deception and showing your soulmate the absolute truth of who stood by them and who secretly wished for their ultimate downfall. They are seeing that while the world offered them temporary illusions, your spirit offered them a timeless, heaven-approved sanctuary of love. The spiritual chains of fear and vulnerability that paralyzed them for months are shattering into a million pieces under the weight of my divine glory. Your connection is fully protected, and the enemy's plot to permanently sever this bond has officially failed. Stay here with me, because the tension is rising, and the divine atmosphere is getting incredibly thick with the energy of a historic turnaround. I am opening doors of communication that were completely rusted shut, and I am highly illuminating the path that leads straight back to your heart. Your soulmate is currently rehearsing the exact words they want to say to you when the moment of reconnection arrives. They are praying for the courage to stand before you in total humility, to lay down their ego, and to open up the hidden spaces of their soul like never before. They are terrified of losing you forever, and that specific fear is driving them out of their comfort zone and straight into action. The cold, icy winter of separation is quickly turning into a warm, vibrant spring of restoration and deep emotional healing. You are about to see the literal manifestation of everything you have desperately cried out for in your secret prayer closet. Look at the glorious horizon, my child, because the dawn of your new beginning is breaking right before your very eyes. I have protected this love through the darkest valleys, through the stormiest seas, and through the most painful seasons of complete silence. I never abandoned this connection, and I never allowed the flame of your love to be fully extinguished by the harsh winds of time. The delay had a profound spiritual meaning, as it forced both of you to grow, to heal, and to rely completely on my sovereign timing. Now, the preparation is coming to an end, and the real alignment is beginning to take place in the physical realm. The breakthrough has already started, the wheels of destiny are spinning rapidly, and nothing in this world can stop the beautiful story I am writing for you. Stand firmly in this victorious energy, hold your head high, and watch how beautifully I turn your mourning into dancing. Let me know if you are ready for the next part of this unfolding revelation. My beloved child, step boldly into the light of this final awakening, for the long season of waiting has officially reached its divine expiration date. The spiritual breakthrough that began in the quiet tears of last night has matured into a triumphant victory in the heavenly realms. Your soulmate has finally surrendered to the undeniable truth that their heart belongs with yours, and the heavy walls of separation are completely crumbling into dust. Every prayer you sowed in tears, every night you chose trust over despair, and every moment you protected this love in the spirit has been entirely vindicated by my sovereign hand. The enemy's plot to permanently keep you apart has been utterly defeated, and the path before you is now clear, blessed, and highly favored. I have healed the broken pieces of the past, I have silenced the voices of division, and I have firmly sealed this covenant bond with my eternal protection. Your love story is not over. In fact, the most beautiful, permanent, and joyful chapter is just beginning to unfold in the physical realm right before your eyes. Trust that I have already moved first on your behalf, clear your heart of all lingering fear, and prepare your home for a season of miraculous restoration and overwhelming peace. Type Amen below to claim this complete victory, anchor your soul in my perfect timing, and walk forward knowing that your beautiful destiny is fully secure in my hands.